Hello YouTube, welcome to Motorcycling with Carl, episode 1 of my project bike. So before I get started disassembling and ripping the bike down, the gentleman I bought it from told me that there was low compression in cylinder 3. So before I start ripping the bike down, I do want to do this compression test and see where the cylinders are at. And if there is a low 1 or 2, I'm going to put a little motor oil in the cylinder, rerun the compression test to see if I think it's the rings or the valves. My personal belief is I think if there's anything, I think it's an exhaust valve, but I'm not a professional mechanic, guys. I just do a lot of reading and research and stuff like that. So that's my opinion. We'll see what we find here. And then later episodes, I'm going to start taking the bike apart, taking all the fairings off. I'm going to pull the carbs off the motor, pull the exhaust off. And at that point, I'm going to do a bleed down test. And I'll see if I can find where it's leaking from. I know I'm going to end up taking the valve train off and probably pulling the head off and everything. So that'll all be in there. Let me show you guys real quick what I have here in this box. I already ordered parts. This is the clutch, and I have the gasket for the clutch housing there. I have my manual that I bought. I made a little chart for myself here for today's test. The range for this bike, for the Yamaha Seca II 600 XJ600, is supposed to be 145 psi to 167 psi. That's the normal range. So I'm going to write down what we got. I got a little motor oil here. I got a little oil for myself, a little margarita there that I'm working on. Compression test kit. I got a turkey baster to put the oil into the cylinder. I have a book of numbers here. I'm actually going to number the spark plugs when they come out, so I don't lose track of which one was cylinder 1, 2, 3, and 4. And I have my wrench. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get the camera set up, take the spark plugs out, and we're going to run this compression test. Alright, so I'm going to start by pulling we got to take all the spark plug wires off. Alright, I think I can get that one off. Okay, there it is. Alright, I have my wrench and my book of numbers ready. So, let's see. Take out cylinder 1 here. Let's see what the plug looks like. Surprise, surprise, surprise. I don't think it looks that bad. Alright, let me label this one as number 1. Alright, let's take out number cylinder 2. Looks about the same. Now normally I'd say I was just going to take out the other 2 and I'll catch up with you, but number 3 is the one that he said had the problem. So I'm going to set the camera up on the other side so you guys are just as surprised as me to see what the spark plug looks like. Alright, let's pull the wires off here. 4 and 3. Alright, let's take the plugs out. Let's do 4 first. Keep us in suspense on that number 3 cylinder. I love working on bikes, man. Wish I would have started this as a kid. Number 4 looks about the same. Put a mark on it so I know what cylinder it came out of. All right, let's get in there for number 3. Let's see what it looks like. Number 3 actually looks like it's got a little bit of unburned gasoline on it. Looks very wet. Meh. Alright, don't know if that's an indicator or not. Like I said, I'm not a professional. Just trying to be one. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is I'll get the compression tool set up. And then I'll show you how I'm putting it in the first cylinder, and we'll test the first cylinder, and then I'll move it and I'll show you each test for each cylinder. Alright, so here we go. We are going to do compression on cylinder 1. I'm going to thread this in. Okay, just till it hits the O-ring, and then hand tight. You don't have to wrench tighten this. You don't want to screw it up. All right, and then I'm gonna plug in the meter here. I don't know, can you see that? All right, so the key is too, when you do the compression test, you do not want to leave the throttle closed. You want to open the throttle all the way. Okay, so let's see what happens. Let me turn the key on. Key is on. Let me hit the start button. I don't want to put it to run. I don't know if it'll turn over or not. Let me see. No, I gotta turn it to run. Okay, so here we go. Throttle wide open, hit and start. Alright, I'd say that's about topping out there. Let's see. That is at 110, 120, 130. That is at 140. What did I say? Spec was 145 to 167. So that cylinder is a little bit low. Alright. Let me hit it and try it again. We'll bleed that out. Why won't my gauge go all the way back down? Come on, Mr. Gauge. All right, let's do it one more time here. Okay. Try one more time, all the way open. Yeah, about 145, so it's right on the edge. All right, give me a minute. I'm gonna switch cylinders and we'll go to the cylinder 2. I'm gonna write this down as 145. All right, so I'm set up here on cylinder 2, full throttle. Let's go. All right, looks about topped out. We are at 10, 20, 30, 145. So 145. Let me go write that down. All right, so here is the big moment of truth on cylinder number 3. Let's see what happens. Huh? 145. Well, that surprised me. Maybe because the bike was sitting for a while? Let's do a retest on that. See what happens. Throttle all the way open. $145. Same as the other ones. All right, let's do cylinder 4. All right, here goes cylinder 4. Same thing, about 145. So they're all testing pretty much right in range. The only thing I've done to this bike since I took it home from the guy was start it up and ride it for about 20 minutes to a half an hour. I guess the bike had been sitting before that, so maybe one of the valves was just hung up or something. I don't know, but the compression seems pretty good. I guess maybe before I take it apart, I should look at the carbs to see where that crack is and see if I can find that and fix it and see how the bike runs then. All right, so compressions test is done. That was kind of a pleasant surprise to see all the cylinders were, they were at the bottom end of the spec, but the bike is cold. I assume when the bike warms up, everything would expand a little and the compression probably would be a little better. I don't know for certain. I'm not a professional mechanic, but in my mind that's the way I'm thinking. Leave a comment if you know the answer to that one. Yeah, so I think my next move is going to be, I'll put it on video. Episode 2 is going to be lifting the tank and checking out the carbs to see if I can find the crack the guy was talking about. So I'm going to see if I can find that, fix it, and then see how the bike runs and idles if I fix that crack in the carburetor. And then at that point, it's going to be the clutch is what's slipping. So I do have a new clutch. Maybe I'll go ahead and do the clutch. And if I get the bike running, at that point, it's going to be taking the bike apart, stripping it down, cleaning everything, replacing any parts that look bad. I want this bike to look showroom condition. So I hope you enjoyed this. Please subscribe to my channel. Please hit the like button. Hit the bell notification so you get notifications of when I release a video, whether it's another episode of the project bike, a vlog, parts going on my 2019 Harley Sportster. It could be anything motorcycle related. So this is Carl saying laugh a lot, be nice, and stay safe.